Well, some hunts, they turn out to be really special. Well, welcome to Finding America, and thank you so much for being here. Now, this week I headed straight back to the place I hunted in the previous video. And since that video, I've gotten even more permissions to detect in that neighborhood. Now, this neighborhood was the site of a huge textile mill that was built in the late 1800s. And this mill was situated alongside the banks of the beautiful Pigeon River and was surrounded by rows of mill worker houses that were built between 1900 and 1940. Well, I had such a fun time hunting there last week, I could not wait to get back out there. So I grabbed my Equinox 800 that I got from our friends at Kellyco, and I got up bright and early to beat the heat. And I have to say, not only was this hunt a lot of fun, but it turned out to be a very special one for me, and I hope you enjoy it. Well, I am hunting along in front of these old mill houses that I got permission to a couple weeks ago. It's the first time I've been on these. And my first good target was a clad dime, and I got a penny, but now I got, this was ringing at a 23. It looks to be another piece to an old car. Kind of picking up where I left off last time. It's a kind of cool little piece, and I'm going to keep on going. I'm just hunting along the sidewalk that goes to this one little house here. Well, just let you know too that I'm running in Park 1. It's geared a little more towards silver. I just kind of wanted to see if I got many high tones in here, and I am getting them. And I'm running the 6-inch coil because there's tons of targets, and I just want to separate them. And I got a 23 right up against this old curb strip here, and I already took a look at it, and I got a weedy. So that's a good sign. It's a 51 with a Denver mint mark, and they're coming out looking good too. This is a real nice river bottom soil. So I'm going to keep on going and see what else we can find. Well, I'll tell you one thing, this neighborhood must have just been overrun with children back in the day, because I keep finding all kinds of toys. Check this one out. Pretty good size Jeep toy car here. So ringing at a 25. Missing all its wheels, but pretty cool find. I tell you, I'm finding so much clad. It's just clad everywhere. Quarters, dimes, pennies, everything. Well, I have quite a few permissions on this street, so I'm kind of just jumping around, kind of getting a sample of each one. This is an abandoned trailer. Now, it had an old house on it at one time, but they also had a chop shop back here, about 10 years ago, and they found all kinds of stolen cars back here. So the owner was like, you're probably going to find a lot of sheet metal and body bolts. So, but I decided to give it a try anyway, and I got a really nice high tight 33-35 on the Equinox, and I dug down, I'd say about 8 inches, and check it out, I got a nice padlock. I was really surprised. I thought I was going to get a can or something, but I'm going to get it brushed off and see if we have any kind of logo on it or something, but it definitely has some pretty good age to it. Well, it does have a maker's mark on it. Very hard to make out here. I don't know if it says Corbin, or I'm going to have to get it home and work on it, but pretty old lock. Well, got a nice little shock in the plug there. It was ringing up 27, so 99% sure it's not gold. But check out this big honking ring I just got in the plug. I haven't even looked at it yet. Just grabbed the camera and see what it is. That's pretty cool. Looks like a men's ring, and little fake stones in the center. Let me just wipe this off real quick. There you go. Ooh, if that was real, that would have made my day. I'll still check the inside, but it was ringing way too high to be gold. But still a nice find. Gets your blood pumping. I got something else cool in the hole. And it was giving me a 21, and I finally popped it out. But check it out, I'm pretty sure I've got another I've got an old toy car. Are you kidding me? It's the same one that I found last time. It's the Hot Rod Roadster Tootsie Toy. A little chewed up on this side, but still has original yellow paint on it. Good Lord. I have 3 of these now. And this is the second one from this area. So, pretty cool. Another Tootsie. Jeez. You know, oftentimes you can tell a lot about a site that you're hunting by what you're not finding, as much as by what you are finding. Now, these people that lived in these small mill houses worked hard, but they didn't have a lot. Now, you won't find a ton of old coins in their yards either, but what I have been finding a lot of are toys. The toys of a whole bunch of happy, loved, playing children. Now, these families were poor, but they had good lives and they loved their kids. Well, I'm right next to the back door of one of these old mill houses, and I was getting a 23-24 signal. Dug down not too deep, but kind of a cool looking button. Thought I'd show you. And it's got a plastic bag, so it might be 60s or 70s, but pretty neat little thing. Well, I got something very cool in the hole this time. I was getting a 23, and I've been digging those all day long. And I just dug down, and I got this square. I believe it's going to be a token, and it's probably going to be Colgate. Oh yeah, it is. Check it out. 10 cents off Colgate or Palmolive. I think this might be shaving cream or toothpaste. I don't know which one it is. But I found a couple of these in a few videos ago called What a Yard, and they were missing the corners and everything, but this one is really nice. Now this backside will have the terms and conditions for the merchant, but that's going to be early 1900s, so that is awesome. That's one of the best condition ones I've dug in a long time. Well, next thing was only a couple feet away from where I got the token. Same signal, 22-23. Dug down a ways and I already cleaned it off a little bit, but I got a nice green weedy, and this one's going to be 1941. Kind of an interesting target here. I dug down about 4 inches and found this old tin, and the tin was bent in half. I straightened it out and wiped it off a little bit, and it's an old tin of Midol. It says 10 tablets Midol, and don't hold me to it, but I think those were headache tablets, but I'll have to do a little research on that. Definitely has some good age to it, maybe 20s or 30s, so pretty interesting item. Well, Midol started all the way back in 1911, and it was sold as a headache and toothache remedy. It was considered much safer to use as it didn't contain any narcotics, as did so many of the other remedies of the period. Well, not long afterwards, it was further promoted as a cure for hiccups, but later it was eventually marketed as the perfect remedy for menstrual cramps and bloating, for which it is still sold today. Well, I was on my way to my mill house permissions. I got another new permission last night down there, but I wanted to stop off at the courthouse, and I wanted to try field 2 in two-tone with a 15-inch coil, and because I've never run that program on here, and my first good target, pretty impressive, I tell you. Look at this, a little tiny play dime, probably from the 50s. It says 10 cents on this side, but that little sucker was 6-7 inches down. So that was a really impressive little get with that coil. So I'm going to keep on going here. Just going to spend a little bit of time playing around with the program here on the courthouse lawn, and then I'm heading back down to the mill houses. I'll tell you what, the signal before this one, I got like a 17-18 dug up a bottle cap. I moved up here, I got a 16-17. I'm thinking, well, let me get this pull tab out of here. But this is how I saw it. But watch this. What the heck is that? Now, it's broken off here, but I have absolutely no idea what that is. It's a pretty heavy metal, but I'm at a loss. That is such a bizarre looking piece. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know down in the comments. But I have no clue. It's pretty darn neat though. A pretty cool little target here. I was getting a solid 13, about 5 inches down, and I just popped it out and grabbed the camera because it's a pretty cool looking little key. That's pretty nice. Definitely has some edge to it. And I don't know, it may have some markings on it, not sure, but I would say it's probably from the 30s or 40s, and it does have some kind of name on it. That says Chicago, Illinois. Pretty cool. I like it. So I'm going to keep on going for a little bit longer. I'm kind of chomping at the bit to get to that new permission, but still finding a few things. So I'll tell you, I'm going to show you just how crazy good the Equinox is with this 15-inch coil. I got a nice solid signal. Said it was 8 inches, but it was 6 inches, and the reason was because it was a small object. And when I pulled it out, I thought it was just crumpled up aluminum, but I thought I saw a design on it. And check this thing out. It's a butterfly. I mean, it just shows you how sensitive that thing is. It picks up the small targets just as easily as coins on edge and deeper targets, but it pulled this thing out at about 6 inches, and it was folded in half. So that is extremely impressive, and it's about ready to come apart. But I just had to show it to you, and it's just an impressive coil, and one heck of an impressive metal detector too. Well, I got something good. This was giving me a 13 signal, sometimes 12, but it was deep, about 7 inches down, and I finally just popped it out of the dirt. And I just saw the edge, and I can already tell I've got a silver war nickel. And y'all know how much I love finding these. Yes sir, look at that. Last year, 1945. Get you a good look at this. And let's see what kind of mint mark we have. Got a Denver mint mark. Pretty cool. Oh, that's awesome. You know what's weird is this one little section of the courthouse lawn. This is the third silver war nickel I've dug out of this little area, and that's awesome. That really is awesome, and I owe it to that one because that was a tough signal. And it took me a while to dig it out of there too. So very, very happy to have that. Got a little bit of silver. Well, I'm at the new permission I got last night. You can see right here this depression over here. That's where a house sat. And then this depression over here is where another house sat. So, pretty interesting. More mill houses. And I switched over to the 11-inch coil. And still running field 2, but I'm running it in 5-tone. And my very first signal was giving me a 1920. And I dug down, and I was like, oh my gosh, gravel. And I am sitting there forcing my way through it, and I'm so glad I did. Are you ready for this? This piece is awesome. Check this out. Is that not amazing? It's like the size of a silver dollar. And I think it's made from brass, but it says Wheeler and Wilson Manufacturing Company, New York. And up at the top, it has an address, 44 Union Square. How killer is that? It was absolutely encrusted, and it's taken me a little while to get it cleaned up. And then when I saw it, I'm like, oh my gosh, look at that. That is just amazing. I can't wait to do a little research and see what this came off of, but it is definitely old. Whew, that's a heck of a find, especially your first find at the new spot. That's just awesome. Oh, these are the finds I really love digging up. When I found out that Wheeler and Wilson was a famous company that made sewing machines, I was actually very surprised because I had never heard of them until now. Amazingly, Wheeler and Wilson sold 2 million sewing machines between 1853 and 1905. Now, they were an absolute force to be reckoned with in the industry, and as a result, they were bought out by Singer in 1905. Well, my next signal is give me a 2425. I cut the plug, and check it out. I don't even know what made the machine beep yet, but I can see something that's awesome in here. I think I have an incredible marble. Oh yes, I do. Oh, oh my gosh, look at how beautiful this one is. Ooh, that is a beautiful marble. Check that out. I love that swirl pattern. Oh, that's awesome. Oh yeah, 2 good finds right off the bat. I am definitely happy. Well, next thing was giving me a really high tone, 32, 33. Dug down and got another one of these bells. Now this one's a little bigger than the one I dug a couple videos ago. This could be a countertop bell, or it still could be a telephone bell. The old wall-mounted oak cabinet telephones. It's a very cool piece, and I'll keep on going here. Well, I found some nice shade because it's like 91 degrees, and it's only 11 in the morning right now. So, but I got a 2528 signal dug down, and check it out. It's an inside door handle. Now this is going to be off a 30s automobile, chrome plated. Very cool. Another good indicator of some old stuff in this area. So very happy to see that. Well, next thing was giving me like a 19 to 20, and I could see what it was as soon as I popped this plug. I got a spoon bowl here, but I haven't pulled it out yet. And it's going to be stainless, so that's kind of cool. A nice little flower pattern. Probably 60s, 70s. It's a pretty neat little find. Well, I got to show you this and down in the hole. What a weird thing. It says I was getting a 21, 22, sometimes 24. Big signal, but I've dug down 9 inches, but look what's in the hole. Like a big silver ball. I have no idea what this is. I was going to finish digging it out and share it with you guys as I try to get this thing out. I have no idea. Isn't that crazy? I was definitely not expecting this. Trying to do this with, at the same time, film it. It is bizarre. Try to keep it in frame, guys. Sorry. Oh, I think I got it almost. Kind of nuts. I've never seen anything like this before. There's a nail just popped out. I definitely have it loose. I'm just trying to get it out without damaging it. Okay, I just put a digger over here and just give it a little push, and I think I've got it loose. Let's see what... Wow. What the heck is that? That is pretty darn cool, whatever it is. Does have a little bit of writing here. thankfully. Maybe you can figure it out. Huh. I don't know. Let me get this cleaned up, but there it is. That's pretty darn cool. I was not expecting that. Now I have to say, I really like this find. This find tells the story of the people that lived in these tiny little mill worker houses. They did not have a lot of money, but this is just really cool. This was giving me a 19 to 21, sometimes a 23. I dug down and look here. It's a kid's old toy cap gun. But the neat thing about this is it tells a story. This came out later, but look here. It must have broken while the kid was using it. And they probably didn't have a whole lot of money. And they wired this thing back together so he could keep playing with it. And I bet you, to that little boy, this little gun was an absolute treasure. And I just think this one little wire tells a whole lot about how these people lived and how they made do with very, very little. When I pulled that little toy gun out of the ground, the gun didn't tell me much of a story, but that wire did. To me, it told me a story of a love that a father had for his child. And that simple little find really made this hunt very special for me. And it's going to be one that I'm always going to remember, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. Now, don't go away just yet. I have some really great historical photos from America's past coming up in just a few seconds, and you're really not going to want to miss these. And remember, it's history that makes a find a treasure. And I cannot wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.